Welcome aboard, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health on September 18th, 2013. September 18th, 2013. Excuse me. Thank you for finding your way to yet another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. Well, the beat goes on, the insanity continues. It's just seemed to be one day at a time. It's the gift that keeps on giving. I was at the post office this morning, and I noticed that the flag was at half-mast, and I started looking around town, and, excuse me, son of a gun, all of the flags are at half-mast, and this, of course, because of the shootings at the Navy Yard, outside of D.C. a couple days ago. 12 people, I think, shot to death. Well, I'm sorry that 12 people had to die. I'm sorry that 12 people died needlessly at the hands of a nut job. But the fact of the matter is that, tens of thousands of people a day are killed because of MD-directed medical treatments. Tens of thousands of people a day are killed. Lives are ruined. Lives are bankrupted. People that aren't dead are suffering. They're suffering needlessly. They can't sleep through the night. They're filled with anxiety. Their joints hurt. Their knees hurt. Their vision is failing. Their digestion is horrible. Their eyesight is horrible. Their skin is horrible. They're carrying an extra 100 pounds of body weight around. Their bodies are riddled with cancer. If they're not riddled with cancer now, it's only a matter of time because their bodies are incubators for cancer. People are getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker due to MD-directed medical treatments. And because this is such an epidemic, because this is such an overarching phenomenon, we completely miss it, even though it's directly in front of our faces. It's directly in front of our faces, and that's why we miss it. The best place to hide something, of course, in plain sight. Now, we stand as an alternative to this nonsense. We stand as a science-based, clinically verified alternative to the two medical myths that we're suffering from here in the United States. Excuse me, I have to clear my throat for a minute. That's better. Myth number one, the MD is the undisputed emperor, king, and owner of medicine, and everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack. And myth number two, healing is a complicated, sophisticated procedure. It is not. Healing is easy. Easy squeezy. Healing is very, very easy. Your body knows how to fix itself. Your body wants to fix itself. Most of the time, all that's necessary for healing to begin is to give your body the nutrients necessary for it to fix itself and to stop eating crap that's coming up the works. So my colleague, mentor, and friend, arguably the most experienced naturopathic physician in the world, Dr. Joel Wallach, the founder of Longevity, has put together for you, done all the heavy lifting, and put together for your ease and use, boilerplate foundation medical nutrition health recovery protocols to support and promote the health of your body because healing is easy. So if you're suffering with a blood sugar issue, do you need a doctor's visit? No, you need a one healthy blood sugar pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. If you're suffering with a bone or a joint issue, the recommendation to support and promote the structure and function of your bones and joints, one healthy bone and joint pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Have a digestive issue? The recommendation, one healthy digestion pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have it dialed in here for you folks. It's easy. The recommendation, eliminate the 10 bad foods. You can get that list on my website. Go to fireyourmdnow.com, click on the radio tab, and sign up for my newsletter. It's in the sidebar on the radio page. Sign up for the newsletter. It's free. Then you'll be given access to the good food, bad food list, and also a video that I put together which explains why these 10 bad foods are killer diller. It's as simple as that. That's all that we do. That's all that we do. We support and promote the body's ability to fix itself, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, actually. by giving it all 90 essential nutrients in absorbable recipes. All 90 essential nutrients in absorbable recipes. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. And, you know, if you listen to this radio show, if you hang out with Longevity, if you come to the live events, if you listen to Dr. Wallach's radio show, you will be amazed and then angered and then outraged and then inspired all at once by the testimonials that you hear, by the remarkable things that people are recovering from under the guidance of Dr. Wallach, Dr. Glidden, Longevity, and the wonders of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Let's go to Maryland right now and talk to Miriam, who's calling in with a question about an elevated heart rate. Hey, Miriam, thanks for the call. You are live.
Passed out. I'm having trouble. Actually, I have arthritis. I'm 63. I've had arthritis since I've been in my 20s, and nobody ever did anything about it. That hip replaced last May 2012. I have a very arthritic spine. January 1st, well, actually mid-December, I finally started taking enough Longevity products, listening to both you and Dr. Wallach. Couldn't listen to you guys before that, didn't know. So January 1st, then I also go off all the gluten and 10 bad things, items. So I've been on I now weigh 138. I weighed more at the time. I'm on 2 healthy start packs, glucosamine 1 per every 10 pounds, so on and so forth. I've seen improvement in other areas, but this has gotten worse. Well, it started actually because of activity I did in the gym, which was using my body weight to elongate my spine. It apparently just skewed it enough that when it came back, it messed it up. So now I have an elevated heart rate, and anytime I do any pulling movement, the next day or so, it triggers rapid heart rate. My blood pressure goes haywire. My breathing becomes labored at times.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I actually passed out. First time ever. I've had periods where the world has gotten dim or dark. But yesterday I fell. I have 1 minute I'm standing, and the next I'm trying to figure out why I'm on the ground.
Okay, so the main reason that this is happening, of course, is because of impingement to the nerves that come out of your upper back between the vertebrae that go to your heart and regulate the heartbeat. And once the heart starts beating funny, there are mechanisms like, you know, dominoes that get turned over. Then that then does funny things to your blood pressure. And then when your blood pressure starts acting curiously, all kinds of things, again, can happen. You can pass out. You can, you know, be hyper-focused on stuff. Any number of mental things can then come along for the ride. But we trace everything back to the root as humanly as possible. And so the root cause of this, of course, would have been the arthritis in the spine, which wasn't just in the base of the spine, but it was, you know, throughout the spine, different degrees of intensity at different areas of the spine. So, you know, what were you doing? Were you hanging upside down to try to elongate the spine? Was that the deal?
No. You know, they have one of these stretch things. It looks like a chair almost. It doesn't have a back, but you drop the bottom drops, and in doing so, you bow out you curve your spine and, in a sense, elongate it. Yeah. And it didn't hurt at the time or anything. I don't have pain. Yeah. But right after that, I noticed my heart rate was elevated, and I had gotten my resting heart rate down into the 60s. Before my surgery, it was like in the 80s, and I've been working out and all that. So it's not my heart. For sure, it's not my heart, you know?
Well, rarely is it. I mean, the heart is rarely itself ever problematic. It's, you know, 90% of the time, and I just made that number up, it's the nerve transmissions going into the heart. So what we do here acutely is you want to put ice on your upper spine, between the base of your neck, you know, like T1, T2, and T3. You know where that is, T1, T2, and T3. Ice on for 10 minutes, 20 minutes off, 10 minutes on, 20 minutes off, 10 minutes on, 20 minutes off. And if you do that over the course of 4 or 5 hours, maybe not even that much, that should go a long way towards dropping the inflammation to the root nerve, which is causing this to happen. And, you know, the body's a funny thing because you can mess it up in a heartbeat, pun intended, but it takes a while for the body to come back. You know, you can get a splinter under your skin and immediately, and then the splinter causes inflammation and redness and swelling, and then you remove the splinter, and it might take a day or two for the redness and swelling to go away, right? Well, once what we need to do here is knock down the inflammation to the tissue and the nerve that's coming out of the upper thoracic spine. So if you have any CM cream, you can also use that. You put the CM cream on liberally, right above T1, T2, and T3. That's hard to do by yourself. You're going to have to get someone else to do that probably, unless you're really pretty flexible. I would do that every 3 hours. Liberally apply the CM cream to that part of your body while you're doing the ice on, ice off, ice on, ice off, and usually within 24 hours. That therapeutic all by itself knocks down the inflammation to the nerve root, and then the heart starts beating normally again. Now, let this be a cautionary tale to you, right, that we don't want to scrub the pot so hard that we break it. We don't want to scrub the pot so hard that we break it. Now, in your case, apparently your musculoskeletal system is the weak link in your body, and it's been suffering. So the best way to help that come back is with nutrition. Slow and steady wins the race. Now, having eliminated gluten finally, that's going to go a long, long way towards helping your body to optimize and fast-track the medical nutrition that you're doing. It's really going to speed things up a great deal. But the secret sauce for you is time. So as long as you're doing, well, one thing that you could do is just for 4 weeks, double up on the amount of calcium that you're taking. And I can't remember when you were giving me the litany of stuff that you're taking, whether you're on selenium or not, but that would be pretty important because selenium increases the absorption of the sulfur-bearing molecules to the part of your body that needs it. So double down on the calcium for 4 weeks. Make sure you're taking selenium. Do the ice and CM cream thing. Call me back in a couple of weeks. Good luck. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. September 18th, 2013. We're in the groove now. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your friendly neighborhood naturopath. The phones are ringing 866-582-9933. That's the number to call to speak with me live. 866-582-9933, like Susan from South Carolina did. Hey, Susan, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. Thank you so much. I actually have a question about my mom and a friend. My mother, we'll start with her first. She's 71 years old. She's 140 pounds. She has vertigo. She also has low blood pressure, low heart rate, a low thyroid, and she has 6 cysts on her thyroid. She also has varicose veins and a cataract in one of her eyes. So,
yes, so she's a mess, right? I mean, how old is she?
She's 71.
Yeah, and she's a product of, conventional medicine, because I bet you she's been going to the MDs her whole life. She's been paying diligently her medical insurance premiums every month. And, this is what aligning herself with the MDs has done. And,
right.
Your mom's not alone. I mean, I'm not picking on your mom, but the fact of the matter is that, like everybody else, especially people in her generation, my parents included, the doctor was God, and really the doctor was the be-all, end-all, and really whatever the doctor said goes. And so because your mom and millions of other people in North America have listened to the advice of MDs, everybody gets sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. And because everybody gets sick like this, I mean, it's normal for somebody over 60 to have 4 different things wrong with them. It's the new normal. Medical health mediocrity has become the new normal, which is why everybody looks so fondly on the young, because, the youngest amongst us, people in their teens and 20s, are the healthiest. Relatively speaking, it's quickly starting to not be the case. There's that whole demographic is changing, but we've become kind of culturally conditioned to look at the young admiringly because they're so healthy relative to everybody else. Oh, it's just a matter of time, we think, that ill health is just a normal part of the aging process, and that, you know, thank God for the medical doctors, because at least under their care I'm still alive, even though I've got 18 different things wrong with me. And we've got it backwards. This is completely backwards. The more illnesses that you have, the worse your health is. And you don't, ill health is not a part and parcel of the aging process. It's not. How do we know this? Because there are a number of cultures of people living in areas that a Harvard researcher nicknamed the blue zones. There are a number of different indigenous cultures around the world where members of those cultures are over 100 years of age and they're healthy. Then they're human beings. They're not human alien hybrids. They didn't crawl out of the center of the earth, and it's a different race of human beings. They're not time lords. The reason that they're as old as they are, as healthy as they are, is because of a number of things that they were all doing by accident. And the things that they were doing by accident supported and promoted their health. And for them, being healthy over your entire life and living over 100 is normal. For us, getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker is to be expected and anticipated. And this is how completely backwards it is. It's like, or George Orwell's vision of the world with a little bit of a tweak on it. Constant surveillance is liberty. Constant war is peace. Owing large sums of money to China is economic stability, and being constantly sick is the new normal for health. And so every time somebody calls me up, and I'm sorry to go off on a rant like this, Susan, I am going to dial this in for you, and I'll tell you exactly what to do, and then take your next question also. But, this is an interesting thing to talk about, and somebody needs to talk about it. I mean, for goodness sake, go to Walgreens, go to Walmart, go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, go to the town mall, go someplace where lots of people congregate this weekend, and just look. Just sit in your car and look at the people that are coming in and out of the stores and look to see whether or not you think they're healthy. Most everybody's overweight. A lot of people are on some type of assistance to walk. And if you were to go up and talk to these people, you would easily find that every single one of them is on at least 2 prescription medications. It is the blind leading the blind, and it is the wounded, walking dead. And it just pains me no end when I see stuff like this all of the time, and nobody is outraged or pointing a finger at the MDs, because it's their fault. They're in charge of our health, and while we've been giving them our health over to them, we're getting worse and worse and worse. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here with you on September 18th, 2013. We are talking to Susan from South Carolina. All right, Susan, so did you know that there's a type of vertigo that's named after Dr. Wallach? It's called Wallach's vertigo. Isn't that interesting? I tell you what, there aren't any other naturopathic physicians in the world that have a disease named after them, and this is a testament to Dr. Wallach's massive amount of research in his academic career, which is without rival. Can you hear me, Susan? Are you still with me?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. All right, so how much does your mom weigh?
She weighs 140 pounds.
All right. So, and is she experiencing any pain? Does she have any arthritic pain, bone and joint pain in her body?
She didn't mention it, but...
Okay. All right. So from our point of view, vertigo is osteoporosis of the skull. And it's the bones of the skull have become weak. And because the bones of the skull have become weak, there's a little nerve that comes out of her brain that goes to her inner ear and regulates balance. And when that nerve is being squished upon by the skull, because the skull bone isn't as strong as it needs to be, you get vertigo. It's one of the main causes of vertigo. So what we need to do here is give her nutritional support for her skull bone. Nutritional support for the skull bone to support and promote the structure and function of any bone in the body is, one, Healthy Pack 2.0 is the best. 1 Healthy Pack 2.0 and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 capsule of glucogel per 10 pounds of body weight per day. Or if she doesn't want to take the capsules of glucogel, she can take the glucogel liquid, and that's dosed at 1 bottle per 50 pounds per month. 1 bottle of glucogel liquid per 50 pounds of body weight per month. Now, in this case, I would give 1 extra bottle of calcium, liquid calcium a month. That's the Beyond Osteo FX. And I would give 1 bottle of plant minerals a month as well. So, now, you can also get, this is a little experiment, this may or may not work, get a bottle of the CM cream, and put some CM cream liberally on the end of a Q-tip, and put the CM cream on the inside of each ear canal. I'll put a liberal amount of the CM cream inside each ear. You know, be careful with the Q-tips so you don't go too deep. But bathe, swathe, lubricate the ear canal with CM cream, a boatload of it, in both ears, and then wait 30 minutes. Sometimes, as the CM cream absorbs through the skin of the ear canal, it can reach the nerve that's being inflamed and knock down the inflammation to the nerve, momentarily lessening the vertigo. So now that's either going to work or it's not, and it's an acute temporary fix externally while we're attempting to support and promote the structure and function of her skull bone from the inside out. It's not a bad idea because vertigo stinks. Vertigo's horrible. I mean, if you've got constant vertigo, I mean, it's horrible because you can't sit up, you can't lie down. I mean, it's horrible. And so anything we can do to temporarily take the edge off of it while we're giving the body nutritional support, which we are hoping will fix it over time, is not a bad idea. But that's the strategy for that. And of course, right, she has to eliminate the 10 bad foods.
Correct. Good.
Okay, question number 2. I think you had 2.
Yes, I have a friend who they've diagnosed her with what they call morphea. She's 27 years old, and it's like raised lumps that come up on the skin around the neck area.
Yeah.
And they've been treating it with steroid shots.
Well, of course, because I mean, if you took, honest to God, if you took steroids and antibiotics away from the MDs and heartburn medicine, they'd have nothing. I mean, this is all that they do. They give steroids, they give steroids, they give steroids, they give steroids. And, you know, steroids are helpful sometimes and useful sometimes because what do steroids do? It knocks down inflammation. And inflammation, quite frankly, is involved to some degree or another in the majority of most chronic illnesses, because most chronic illnesses have an inflammatory component associated with them. It's either a mild, moderate, or an extreme component of inflammation. So the MDs think, well, what the heck, we're just going to throw a steroid at it, keep our fingers crossed, and maybe the body will fix it. It's the same rationale behind chemotherapy. We're just going to give nasty poisonous chemicals, pour nasty poisonous chemicals into the body. We're going to kill as many things as possible, good cells, bad cells, and then we're going to withdraw the medication and we're going to see if the body bounces back. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. Which is one of life's greatest ironies and is an incredibly hypocritical treatment, because MDs are trained to believe that the human body doesn't know how to fix itself. This is their fundamental foundation, which is why they deliver drugs all of the time to try to manage the problem. So this stands in direct distinction to their philosophy, because when you throw chemotherapy at something or a steroid, an anti-inflammatory at something, the idea is once you knock down the inflammation and then withdraw the meds, maybe the body can fix it. Once you give chemotherapy and you kill everything, and you bring somebody just to the point of death and then you stop, maybe the body can fix itself. So, and nobody ever calls the MDs on this hypocrisy, but I do. And it really ticks me off to no degree when I see MDs delivering these type of treatments, because it's 100% hypocritical. But, you know, when you monopolize the industry, you can do whatever the hell you want. This is a problem with the skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we would do here is support and promote the structure and function of the skin and give a little extra inflammatory help of our own. But when we help the body to put out the fires of inflammation, we do it by supporting and promoting. The body has a little fire department, right? It has an immune system, which is like the police department, and it has a fire department which puts out the fires of inflammation, which are, to some degree, a normal part of life. So by supporting the body's own natural fire department, it's a much better way to do it than just throwing drugs into the body to aggressively try to put the fires out with synthetic biochemicals. So what we do in that regard is the anti-aging healthy start pack. So the one anti-aging healthy start pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight is an excellent way to start this. 1 anti-aging healthy start pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And because it's the skin, we would then also give glucogel. Skin needs the sulfur-bearing molecules in glucogel, and it also needs the selenium in order to have structural integrity. And let's not forget essential fatty acids. So I would give 1 extra bottle every month of EFA+, the Ultimate EFA+. So that's the Ultimate EFA+, the glucogel, selenium, the anti-aging healthy start pack, and eliminate the 10 bad foods. And that's a really, really, really good place to start, Susan. I appreciate your support.
Right.
I appreciate your patience. Try that on for size. Give us a call back in about 3 weeks with a report, and I will look forward to it. From South Carolina to Pennsylvania, it looks like we're staying on the East Coast for a little bit. Going to talk to Dora today. Hey, Dora. Thanks for calling.
Hi.
We're live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. How are you today?
Good, thanks. Thanks for asking. What's up?
Good. No, I'm checking in with you. I spoke to you on the 12th, and you suggested me to become the cholesterol queen of Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, I remember you. Yeah.
And I'm blowing everybody's mind with the amount of eggs that I'm eating. I think I'm up to 6 a day. I don't know if I can do any more than that, but we're trying.
I'm good with 6 a day. That's very good. You put the salt on it, right?
Oh, you bet. Yeah.
All right. So how many weeks has it been since you've been following my advice?
I spoke to you on the 12th, so it's just a couple days. And I've already noticed a tremendous difference.
Come on, it's only 6 days.
I know. But I am noticing a tremendous difference. And I wanted to, let everybody know that you are not a quack, that this stuff really works, that your body does have a brain and knows how to heal itself if you give it what it needs.
So well, you're my new best friend, right? So listen. So, the listening audience doesn't know you from Adam, right? So delineate for us, please, with as clearly and concisely as you can, in the last 6 days, what is it that you've noticed improve?
Okay. Let me see.
Is it mood, energy, sleep? Aches and pains? What got better?
Aches and pains are gone. Sleep is more solid, more sound. Because before I would be woken up due to pain of my sciatic nerve, because I suffered a hemorrhagic stroke in '98, have left side hemiparesis, and because of the hemiparesis, my gait is off the way I walk. So I was working for 10 months as a door greeter at Walmart, and in doing that, the 2 lower discs from L4 to L5 and then L5 to S1 are totally shot. So it affects the sciatic nerve going down my left leg into my foot, where it cramps, Charlie horses, you name it. And I've been sleeping so soundly.
So
I actually feel like my muscles are moving inside.
Yeah, so all of the sciatic pain that you were having that was interfering with sleep is gone?
Yes.
I love my job.
Yeah.
God, you got to love that. All right, anything else? Like, I mean, I'm pushing the envelope here, but I mean, any other specifics like heartburn, high blood pressure, mood, energy, appetite? It's only been 6 days. I'm good if it's just the sciatic nerve that's improved. Believe me, I'm good if the sciatic pain is gone. Is there anything else you can throw into the mix here, or are we good with the sciatic?
Definitely mood, because when you're not in pain, you tend to be a nicer person.
Yeah, right, exactly,
you know?
Right. Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know, where you're running short on patients and stuff like that because you're in pain. So I have to say definitely my mood. And also, like I said, I feel internally, things moving as far as whether, because you had said the cholesterol is what the nerves are made out of, it's mostly what the brain's made out of.
That's correct.
And I don't know whether something's regenerating or what, but I'm feeling movement in the side that has the weakness, the paralysis.
So the side of your body that's been partially paralyzed because of your stroke, you're starting to feel things on that side of your body that you've never felt before.
That's correct.
And the sciatic pain that was interfering with your sleep and messing your life up completely is gone.
Not fully gone, but much better where I can sleep through the night and not be woken up because of the pain.
In 6 days. God, I love my job. Dora, stick around. We're up against the hard break. We'll come back and see what else I can help you with today. Ladies and gentlemen, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and if you're not taking the Healthy Start Pack, you have no idea what you're missing. I'm Dr. Glidden. Stick around. Coming back at you. Well, welcome back, everybody. We're finishing out the first hour today with Dora from Pennsylvania, who in 6 days is making remarkable strides. Listen, you are going to become the cholesterol queen of Pennsylvania, and then you're going to prove by example, and we're going to start rocking it down there in Pennsylvania, Dora. I'm very proud, quite thankful, and you know, more than that, proud isn't the right word. I feel, you know, I don't really even know what the word is, but I'm a total stranger. You called me up on the radio, took my word for it, and did what I told you to do, so that's really just a wonderful thing, and I appreciate it. Appreciate your trust. So, was there a question that?
Yeah, there's one more.
I can help you with?
Yeah, it's been bothering me, you know, because in going the gluten-free route, I'm in the food store and I'm going, everything is processed food, and I'm going, okay.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to our nightmare, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was curious because I know that when you soak almonds, they release an enzyme to cut down, to make them more easily digestible,
Correct.
And also to cut down on the fat content because it releases the enzymes. I'm curious as to whether if soaking grain would do the same thing.
Dora. Now, do you think you're the first person that's ever asked that? For goodness sake, this is an ongoing thing, and the short answer is no.
Okay.
And it's a problem, right? But everybody asks this question because for our entire life in the United States, I don't know what it's been like in Canada, I don't know what it's been like in Europe, but in the United States, we've all been enculturated to believe that grain is the best thing to happen to food since, I don't know, food, right? And that we've all been taught that grains are the best possible thing we can possibly eat, especially whole grains. Now, Dr. and you know, it's all over the Old Testament, right? I mean, Jacob and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and, you know, Moses saved the Israelites and the Egyptians, and they stored grain, and oh my God, and they survived the plagues. Well, it's a bitter pill for people to swallow, the reality that the modern grains are just really evil and bad and not good for you. And
is that from Monsanto?
Yeah, well, you know, see, the thing is that it's impossible to tell that even if we could find some King Tut grain, right, some old, you know, BC grain, right, and then grow a grain crop and then harvest the wheat from that particular seed and then swallow it and do some experimentation with it, that's the only way that we would know. But remember, back in the day, the average age of death was, 28, 29, 30 years of age. That's why women got married when they were 12 years old, because you only lived, if you were lucky, you lived to be 28 years of age back in the day. So there wasn't enough time going by in order for wheat, barley, rye, and oats to have a big net negative effect on the human body, because their consumption of grains was a lot less relatively than ours is. We have grain for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks. And back in the day, it wasn't breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks. It was kind of like a condiment, right? But my point is that it's entirely possible that even if we could get some good King Tut grain into our bodies, that it also would be problematic now that we're living past, 28 years of age. So as far as we know, there's nothing that you can do to wheat, barley, rye, or oats to make those things easier to digest. Listen to me. I don't know if you heard the radio show I did a couple weeks ago, but about a month or so ago, I was in France on vacation. And to be polite, I had some French bread, and it was the first time I'd had gluten in 4 years. And for the next 6 days in a row, I was hammered. It was bad, man. And I only had just a little tiny bit of it. So, I don't know. I don't think there's any enzyme you can do. I don't think there's any grain soaking or any fermentation that you can do to take the edge off of it. My recommendation, just stop eating it completely. No wheat, no barley, no rye, no oats. Go gluten-free. And, say a prayer for the masses who don't know this. Or better yet, become a longevity business builder and spread our message every day. That's how we're going to change the world. Keep up the good work, Dora. Call me in a couple of weeks with another update. Appreciate you and everybody else on this radio program who's taken my message to heart. I'm Dr. Glidden coming at you with the second hour shortly. Stick around.